Hey everyone, so recently I was on the Saudi Arabian Embassy website there in Washington, D.C., and I noticed that they had several things that stuck out. One was over persecution. See, that Saudi Arabia claims that if a Christian is persecuted, then they can go around killing in self-defense. Same thing with Islam, is that if you are a Muslim and you are persecuted, then you can go around killing. And number one, they're actually wrong on the Christianity part, because Christianity teaches pacifism, which is non-violence, no violence. So Christians are supposed to be non-violent people. However, there is the case of self-defense in the case of it is, against you or your family or your friends, and it is not against you because of your belief, but because people just want to kill you. There is self-defense in that. Jesus talks about laying down your life for your friends. However, if you are being persecuted because of your religion, because of Christ, then Jesus actually says to accept that persecution, to pray, forgive, and if you die, you're going to be killed. You're going to die because they're persecuting him through you. They're trying to get him, so they're persecuting you. That is where we draw the line. Under Islam, however, there is no real line. They can kill whenever they are persecuted at any form, based on whether it's them, their religion, whatever it is, because they are their religion. So if they practice it and you kill them, you're attacking their religion. So they can actually have an entire war. Not only that, though, but they are, they stated that in the embassy, they stated that that Islam tolerates other beliefs. However, there's a significant key word, and that's minority. See, the word minority is actually stating that if you are not a minority, then they can pretty much destroy you until you become a minority, and then they'll tolerate you, because you are a minority, which means that you must be false, because only minorities have small groups. Only minorities are supposed to be the less of faith. So that means that whoever is the majority has the most faith and has the truest God. That is the Islamic view. Now, we understand that Judaism had less followers that were truly following God in the beginning. And it stayed like that. There was not always everybody was following the exact faith, but instead they were pretty much off doing their own thing. So Christianity, whenever it started, it was a couple of Jews, pretty much, a few Jews that were actually following Christ, and it wasn't the mass population of Jerusalem that was following Christ. It was very few. So it's always been that the minority is the right one, the majority is the wrong one. So while Islam has that reverse, they believe that the minority is wrong, the majority is right, because they are ruling over the minority. And they can only tolerate your belief if you are a minority. If you are a majority, they can't tolerate your belief. And that is the Saudi Arabian website. They're at their embassy. They state that, and that's the laws of Islam, the same laws in Saudi Arabia. That's the reason why they refuse to allow Bibles multiple Bibles and churches in Saudi Arabia. They do not want it to change Saudi Arabia. If that happens, they'd have to start killing more people. They would suddenly be the minority, so they can't allow that. Another inaccurate thing that they stated was that Islam was spread only rapidly through peace. That is false. If you look at it, Islam was spread by the sword. It was spread by conquering lands. If you read about Egypt, you realize that Egypt was conquered by the sword. It wasn't conquered through mission tactics, through missionaries and preachers. It was strictly conquered by the sword, and it was uprooted, and it was actually one of the fastest invasions and conquests that ever happened in the history of Islam. Another thing that they stated was that Islam allows for all races. That is true. However, Islam is focused on destroying all cultures and only replacing it with its Islamic culture, which is derived from multiple Arabic cultures and pagan traditions. The last thing about The website was, of course, as I mentioned, talking about the races. But what they don't tell you is that it was the white woman who was actually the highest priced in slavery in Islamic lands, although they were using North Africa to get the blacks to enslave other blacks and sell them off to different people. And when it came to the prices, white women were the top of the line. They were the highest priced women. So slavery has always been a major theme in Islam. Slavery has been where everything, the economy thrives on slavery. The economy thrives on trading slaves. The economy has always been driven by conquering, enslaving, and oppressing people. Rapid conquest via peaceful missionary tactics is actually completely false. It is true that in North Africa there were missionaries there that were preaching. However, they were going after the government, because if you kill the government straight off, then people would see it as a threat. So what they did was they infiltrated the government and started getting the government to start producing the propaganda so that people would start accepting Islam peacefully. Those who didn't were, of course, enslaved or killed. And then there are many stories like that, and that's how Islam conquered North Africa, really, is through the sword, through parts of the sword, deceit. In fact, it was Muhammad who actually said that war was deceit. He said that, he pretty much said that that's everything that war is you deceive people. You are pretty much a liar. And he made himself and his God to be liars. That is who Muhammad was. Being as honorable as he was, whenever it came to war, he was a master at war. And I think I'm going to end with this. But thank you for watching, and hopefully we'll get back to actually doing something a bit more factual. And I'll be posting information about this video onto the website so that you can actually see where I'm getting my sources. And a majority of the sources come exactly from the same sources on the Saudi Arabian Embassy website.